Let me ask you a question, and you may have never thought about it quite like this before, but when do you stop marketing to clients? Do you take a break once they're booked until they come home from travel and then you start marketing again? Do you stop after they're booked altogether? Or do you continue marketing all the time to these clients? Today, we're going to talk about front end marketing, back end marketing, and how to continue the marketing process post booking. Let's get started. Welcome to the Social Takeoff Podcast, a podcast for travel professionals who are ready to use social media to help their business take off. I'm Kelly Hay-Smith, your host. I'm travel agent turned social media marketer who now works with multiple seven-figure travel agencies to help them infuse strategy and create a target social plan. I'll be sharing all of the tips and tricks of the trade, as well as content ideas and trends that you should be using to help grow your travel business. Let's get started. Are you looking for another way to grow your travel business on social media? What about a group chat with me once a week where you can network and collaborate with other travel professionals who are doing the exact same thing and asking me questions at the same time? What about 2 bonus live videos every single month, extra reels, and a carousel post every single Wednesday? Want to know all about this? Well, I am actually talking about my Instagram subscriptions. For less than $5 every month, you can get all of this bonus content that's going to help your travel business skyrocket using social media. If you want to join, make sure to go to my Instagram account at Kelly Hay-Smith and click subscribe. So this is a super important question. When does the marketing process stop? I'm serious. I want you to think about this. Do you stop marketing to clients once they are already booked? This episode is going to cause you to take a look at your entire client journey, from the marketing process to get them to a booking and the client journey to get them to travel. Okay. So before we can dig into this too deep, we need to talk about how sales and marketing are actually married together. Sales tactics and marketing tactics are very similar. You know what, though? I want to take another step back before I get into this, because one of the most common questions that I get on Instagram is, how do I do this without feeling salesy? And I want you to stop saying without feeling salesy. Guess what your job is? Your job is a sales job. You are selling your marketing, you're selling your services, you use the products that your service is your offer, the product is the destination and the vacation, and your job is selling. You have to talk about the sale in order to have your business. And in order to have a business, you have to talk about your business. So salesy and sleazy are not the same thing. Okay. Sleazy would be trying to sell someone something that they don't need, or that won't make their experience or vacation better, or just selling for the sake of selling. And that's not what we're going to talk about today. But we are going to talk about the marketing process through the planning process at the same time. So if you have the idea that marketing is before you book, and then you have the sales process that gets them to book, and then the planning process, I'm about to shake that all up in your head, because what I am, what's the word I'm looking for? What I am suggesting is that the marketing process never stops. What we do know is continuous marketing will increase your bottom line. Okay. There's marketing phases before clients book with you. And a lot of that is awareness of your brand, building brand authority, explaining what it is that you do. And really and truly, The marketing process before a client books with you is very, very, very service focused, because really what you're doing in that pre booking phase of marketing is marketing the service that you provide more than the product that you sell. Even though your service is your offer, the product that they're buying is the destination or the vacation, but you are selling your service, your offer, because you're distinguishing yourself why they should plan their vacation with you rather than booking it online alone. And the marketing process pre booking has to focus on that to create that awareness of your service. We talked about that last week when we talked about creating problem solving content. This post booking or back end marketing is much more about the actual product, but it is highlighting your service. So the continuous marketing is going to increase the bottom line. It's going to increase your sales total, because what you're essentially marketing are upsells. And we have to talk about how to do that without feeling sleazy, not salesy, without feeling sleazy, and by doing it in a way that makes sense and that is loyal and authentic to your service. So, the first part of this is in post booking marketing or back end marketing, as I'm calling it, you have to be relational. And that means you have to understand and have developed a relationship with that client. You have to know who they are. You have to understand that relationship in order for this type of marketing to be successful. So if you are booking and ghosting people, if you are not getting to know people, if you're not creating a relationship, asking questions, and really understanding who these clients are, this marketing won't work, and your bottom line will never come up. Your sales will never increase, because this part is all relational. Post booking marketing, or back end marketing, as I'm calling it, is targeted. You have to be focused on the client, because what you market to them is going to be specific and targeted. There will be no broad marketing in back end marketing, it will all be specific to one client. It will be individualized. It is that custom made content that we were talking about or last week. Last week we talked about one size fits all or one of a kind. Back end marketing is all about getting to that one of a kind vacation. So it is still your service, but it becomes very, very targeted. It is personable and conversational. Your back end marketing is all about a conversation. It is all rooted in conversation. It isn't about creating content that's going to hit the masses or teach or value. It is really about understanding the person that you are booking for and what they need in their vacation. You cannot rely on an email sequence for this. You have to be able to and be willing to have conversations, whether it is DM, text. I don't love email, but phone calls, one to one calls, things like that. This is where this type of marketing has to come in. It is sales and marketing married together. And if you are not having conversations with your clients, if all you are doing is relating and waiting on an email to hit theirs and then hoping they open the email and then hoping that they contact you rather than skim it and delete it, or rather than letting it sit in that red circle on the top of their email icon forever like I do, you're doing two things. You are leaving, if all you're relying on is an email sequence, you are leaving the success of their trip, their vacation, up to whether or not they read the email. And that also is going to come back on your reputation. If all you're doing is sending them an email for these things that could really benefit the success of their vacation, and you're not speaking to them about it specifically, you are doing them a disservice and you're doing your business a disservice, because the success of their vacation is going to equal more good reviews for you, more repeat clients, and more referrals. So you have to get past this idea, well, I don't want to be too salesy. Just stay away from being sleazy. If you're promoting things to them that are not going to contribute to the success of their vacation, you're being sleazy. If you are not sharing things with them in a very targeted, conversational, and relational way that could contribute to the success and enjoyment and desired outcome of their vacation, you're doing a disservice to them as a client. You're not doing your job. They can say no, but they don't know if they don't know. And if you're not sharing with them, you're not doing your job. So let's talk about what back end marketing actually is. What is the idea of creating a back end marketing strategy? So I'm going to use Disney and Universal. And the reason I'm doing that is currently for my social media management clients, I am working on a mapping process and marketing strategy for this very thing. And Disney and Universal are where I'm starting. So it makes it much easier to talk about it from this standpoint because it's what I'm in the thick of right now. So back end marketing is about upsell, if you want to call it that. It is going to increase your bottom line, but it's also going to contribute to the success of the vacation. And what that means is if you have a client who has a Walt Disney World vacation package booked, and they are booked at All Star Sports, or let's say they're booked at Art of Animation. Let's move it to Art of Animation. They're booked at Art of Animation. They have a 5-day base park ticket. They don't have Memory Maker booked, and and that's where they are for right now. Let's leave it at that. Okay. Back end marketing is going to be talking to them about the different pieces of their itinerary. So they're at Art of Animation. So we know that they have Skyliner access to Epcot and Hollywood Studios from Art of Animation. But what if they are traveling with small kids and they're going to have 2 strollers or a big, huge double stroller? And they are planning on doing 2 days at Magic Kingdom, and they are you're going over their itinerary and looking at their priorities for the day at Epcot. What are the things that they want to accomplish? And you look at this itinerary and you're like, huh, well, I don't know that you're going to need a full day at Epcot, but you don't have a park hopper. From your park hopper, you would be able to hop back over to Hollywood Studios if you want to spend a second day there, especially with 2 small kids. If they love Toy Story or Mickey and Minnie or Disney Junior, this is going to give you that availability to be able to do that. You are marketing to them an upsell, which is adding on park hopper so that they can move. But the thing is, you are letting them know that they may not need a full day at Epcot because of their priorities, and their time might be better spent in the evening over at Hollywood Studios, which they could ride the Skyliner from and be able to get right back on the Skyliner going back to their resort. Hey, y'all, do I have something exciting for you or what? I am so pumped to tell you that on July 3rd, my very first mini course, Reels Crash Course, is going to launch. And even more exciting than that, the first time it launches, I am going through it live with you. Starting on Monday, July 3rd, I am going to be going through the Reels Crash Course with you on Instagram Close Friends. If you purchase the Reels Crash Course prior to the launch on July 3rd, number one, you're getting a sweet deal on it. And number two, you're going to be added to my Instagram Close Friends so that you get help going through it every single day of the month. You're going to get 4 weeks of lessons on Reels and challenges to help you get posting those Reels. Anyone who's an Instagram subscriber is going to get $5 off. You're going to want to be on that now. I'm telling you, head over to the website, www.kellyhaysmith.com/Reels Crash Course, or find the link in the show notes. I hope I'll see you there. That is back end marketing. Looking at their package and what other options that might work best for them. Okay. Let's say that they don't have Memory Maker and you just send them an email and you're just relying on the fact that they might read the email and understand it. But what about creating a um, some type of content? There's the dogs. What about creating some type of content that shares information about Memory Maker with them? Maybe it's an unlisted private YouTube video all about Memory Maker, about photos that you've had made. Maybe it looks like having someone understanding what these photos would look like. Maybe it's understanding what all is included, but not relying on a simple email, but you have a conversation with them and say, hey, I realize that we don't have Memory Maker added to your package yet. Let me explain more about what that is and why it would solve a problem. What we talked about last week, we continue to talk about how it would solve a problem. This means everybody in your family is going to be able to do it. You can't take selfie sticks in. You want to make sure that you're not relying simply on handheld selfies for these beautiful family photos, and you need to look and see how much this is going to be in the long run for them. And so if you bought just one or two photos, it's going to be this, but this is all the things that are included in Memory Maker. Take a look at this. I have a video I want you to watch on this. And this is going to teach you more about it. Okay. So those are things that are going to enhance their vacation experience. They are things that are going to increase your bottom line. And if they don't want them, they can tell you no. But if you aren't actually building a relationship and understanding the needs of the client's vacation and then marketing the other things that they might want to add, you're doing a disservice to your business and your client. It's a continual marketing process. It's also a sales process, but you have to have a marketing plan in place for understanding what you are going to do when certain things aren't met. For Universal, it might look like adding express passes if they don't have them, adding their photo thing, adding character dine with the Marvel character dine. Whatever it is, what is going to enhance their vacation experience and how can you market that to them and talk about how it would solve a problem or enhance their desired outcome of the vacation. You can't look at marketing as pre-booking and then booking as sales and then the rest is just kind of whatever's there is there, or else you're never going to grow that business because a lot of your bottom line increases are going to come from upsells once the client's already booked, and you can't get those upsells without marketing what you need to upsell. So, some things that you can do to get to this point is begin to build an idea bank, which is exactly what I'm doing right now for my one-to-one clients, our social media management clients. We are building an idea bank for things that we need marketing, post-booking, back-end marketing content for. These would be things that are upsells. Now, sometimes it's going to increase our commission and sometimes it isn't. Like at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, it's not going to increase the commission, but it is going to increase the desired outcome for the client's vacation. So I need to create marketing around that. Okay. Think about experiences. These would be things like VIP tours, express passes, character dining at Universal, things like that. And you need to get in a habit of regularly looking at the trips that are coming up on your dockets. What is going on? Look at the itineraries, not just once, but look at them and what are the options available for those clients. And then you need to reach out. You have to understand that you're going to continually have to have conversations, not just an automated email that goes out, because your relationship you're building and marketing within those relationships are going to increase everything in your business. So building a content bank that you can share is another way to do this. I mentioned about Memory Maker. Maybe you have an unlisted YouTube video about certain things that you can go to and then share with them. Or maybe it is listed. Maybe it is on the main YouTube page or on your blog, but you know where to find this information. You have a conversation with them, and then you say, I want to send you something for you to learn more. Build those banks. You can use reels that you've created for this. You can use posts that you've created for this, live videos that you've done, YouTube videos, blogs, all kinds of things. Just make sure they all point back to you, and then be willing to have those conversations that you can share and put those out into the world. You've got to be able to share your ideas on a regular basis. And one of the ways that I think would be a great way to do this, and a perk of planning vacation with your agency or you as an IC, is to create a client-only Facebook group. This would give them a place to ask questions. It would give them a place to collaborate, to understand. It would give you another service ad to talk about. And also it would give you ideas on what kind of content you need to be building. And I think it's a really great place to do that. And you can build more relationship inside that client only Facebook group. So I think a client only Facebook group is a really great way to get started on this type of content bank. You can also tag them. So if you have been posting, let's say that you're going to talk about Mickey's Not So Scary in this client bank, right? And now you have a new client, they're going to be there in August, and they didn't realize that Mickey's Not So Scary was there in August. You can tag them in these posts and be like, hey, here's what we were talking about. So it becomes very easy. And you know what else it does? It makes your clients feel special. You are continuing the marketing process. You are marketing. It is helping your bottom line, but your clients feel heard, seen, and understood because you are thinking about them post booking. You are literally really working on that one of a kind vacation. You're thinking of them, you thought of them, they were top of mind, you tagged them, you communicated with them something that you really felt like was going to help them. That too, my friends, is marketing. It's just marketing more on a relational scale, and it's going to increase everything for the client and your business. It will change the game. This is something I am really working on. It's something that I have just scratched the surface of, and it's something that you are going to be hearing more and more from me. I know that this is a brand new idea for some of you, that this is a new way of thinking about this. And so if you have questions, I want you to get over into my Instagram DMs and let's talk about it. I know once this launches, this is going to be something that is in the subscriber chat this week once people have read this or listened to this and they're learning more about it. So I know that that is coming, but I want you to get over there in my DMs, ask about it, let's talk about it, and let's see how we can help you get to marketing in that post-booking world. All right, y'all, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you next Tuesday. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Social Takeoff Podcast. Make sure to leave us a review below and come find me on Instagram at Kelly Hay Smith and let me know what you thought of this week's episode. Make sure to check back every Friday for a bonus episode, 5 Things Friday, and every Tuesday for a brand new episode. We'll see you soon. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Social Takeoff Podcast. Make sure to leave us a review below and come find me on Instagram at Kelly Hay Smith and let me know what you thought of this week's episode. Make sure to check back every Friday.